And the fullback goes up towards right half forward, where the mark is taken by Bulloss. 6.5 minutes remaining in this third term. Charles picks himself up, gets the hand pass out. Burke is the man. Hassel towards the line. Still going is David Burke. Shovels it out the back door. Charles got a hand to it. Comes the way of Broderick. He snaps towards goal and pops through behind. Just ripped it onto the boot. 12 kicks, 14 hand passes. Been a good performance by Paul Broderick. Matthew Rogers, hasn't it?
Yeah, Broderick has played a great game tonight so far. I hope he keeps it going.
You don't show too much emotion, Matty. Are you pleased with his performance?
He's just filthy that he's not out there,
No, I'm
Sandy.
very happy with the way the boys are going. It's great.
Matthew, a number of your supporters, I'm sure, would be just questioning what has been the significant change tonight.
I just think our skill tonight has been a lot better. We're hitting the targets and we're using the ball a lot longer into our forward line, and our midfield's just killing them at the moment.
But that all comes back to perhaps mental preparedness.
Yeah, I believe that's got a lot to do with it, and just been missing the last month or so, and tonight it's really come together.
Wooden to ball to Lewis. Chris Lewis has kicked one of the 2 West Coast Eagle goals this quarter. And
Dennis,
that was on a very tight angle. This, as you can see, is not at all severe.
Dennis, hazard a guess that if this early onslaught had have happened against a number of other sides in the competition, in particular Essendon, there would have been wholesale changes structurally. We haven't really seen too many. McIntosh has gone forward, Gehrig back. Djakovic still stays at centre half back. Lewis has gone forward now.
I'm not sure there's a lot of flexibility built into this side.
Kick by Lewis is okay. He's got his second.
Pretty big.
Well, the way some of those players have played tonight, they're expendable, of course. Here's Wooden, the youngster, down towards half forward. It bounces down towards the 50, then skews away. Gaspar with some dash, dragged down. Good tackle by Phil Matera. Simmons, left half forward, goes down towards the pocket. Ball and Turner, well played by the defender. Emphatically over the top, fisting away. Confidence, a remarkable thing. The Tigers getting the fast start tonight, and really the West Coast Eagles never in the hunt. And that man, a key factor for them. Third in the best and fairest last season. Ball is hurt. Charles, the man I'm talking about, gets the hand pass away. 7th in the Brownlow was Justin Charles, an excitement machine. Very enthusiastic out there, and very enthusiastic, as we heard, in the rooms as well. Meantime, this battle ensues. No concessions made. Broderick off the deck up towards the wing. Chaffee knocks it back to Broderick. A lot of possessions tonight. Chaffee. Lewis slips away to Hart. It's a hot potato. Hart in trouble. Claim back towards Lewis. Over the top, Simmons pulls it back. Luckily finds the ball. A man looking in the opposite direction. Dikembe Mutombo. Hand pass comes across towards Schofield, who kicks down towards the pocket, and it bounces out of bounds. Well, how about that? You saw that in the NBA playoffs? Dikembe signaling to the crowd, and the ball was in play directly behind him. Meantime, Charles knocks it down. Weapunda is tackled. And a bounce.
Well, it's been a confusing year for tipsters to date. And it's even got more complex with the big battle, the battle of the jacket waving over in Subiaco next week. I thought it was going to be an easy tip for the West Coast, but after tonight, it's not so clear.
I think that boundary riding's got to Den. His ball. It's a high kick. I know he loved it. In towards full forward.
I'm glad it came out right. Say that 10 times.
Exactly right. Well, they've still got an opportunity here. Heady gives the hand pass away. Schofield inside 50. Tripped himself. And Michael Gale steams away. Nathan Bauer kicked a couple of goals in the second term. Wayne Campbell sandwiched, but still gets his kick. Up towards right half forward. Djakovic front spot. Daffy does the roving work. The Ducks away. It slams it into the man on the mark. That was Morrison. Djakovic with brute strength gets through. 25-metre hand pass is okay to Schofield. Morrison's running for him. He's kicking from the 50-metre line. A drop punt that's hardly going to make the distance, and if it does, it'll be way off target. Turner concedes it behind. 4-11. Plays 15-9. Each side has scored 3 goals in this term, but the damage has well and truly been done. Grigic unable to spoil. Gaspar is the man who takes it. Off he goes to Wayne Campbell. Averages almost 30 possessions a week, Wayne Campbell. In towards half forward. The spoilers by Jakovic. Daffy claim. McIntosh also, but he gets it out towards Worsfold. He's under the pump now from Burke. Breaks free. Wooden's hand pass. Miranda on the 50. Shrugs the tackle. Can he keep it in play? Well, he's going to have a crack, but no. Almost down in front of the scoreboard here at the MCG, which at the moment is an embarrassment for the West Coast, but very healthy for Robert Walls and his men.
So boundary throw in. On his side, Gale and Turnbull. Turnbull works in front. Heads for the boundary line. Daffy claimed by Wooden. And Wooden was backhanded there, and I think we'll get a free kick. Umpire spotted that. We'll take no action, but if we saw it again, we see the arm swing back, and now a bit being set out there as well. Play allowed to go on, close to the boundary line. This is Michael Gale. No, it will come back, will it? Now 50. So if we go back to the original incident, the 50 is for what was said, I think, but it was a good call by the umpire. Watch it again, and watch the right arm of the player being tackled. So that was the kick. And he takes the kick. There's Wooden up towards the 50. Ball hit it hard. Man on the mark, right on the 50. Lewis prepared to be held, and will get the free. Prescott can't believe it. Seems to think he was held first. So much happening in so little time. Well, got to credit Ashley with the argument. So Chris Lewis, 2 in this term, 2 for the night, and his 3rd right here. I think he's got it. Take my word for it, he's got it.
Yes, a pretty good goal there to Chris Lewis. Courtesy of an Ashley Prescott tackle. He's part of the conspiracy. He saw us just about to put down Jason Ball for another goal.
What about the dive over the top? Degree of difficulty. Zilcha Rooney.
You're looking for another Logie.
He's back at Georgia Tech.
Back to the middle. With under a minute remaining in this 3rd quarter. Down towards Paul Bullis, who gets a favourable bounce. Needs someone going past. Daffy might have to soccer off the ground. He's still going though. Nick Daffy wider to Burke. Tight angle. Be a miraculous goal if he kicks this. He bends it back and puts through a behind. Good effort.
Well, I think in fact he was trying to centre the ball and just skew ifted off the side of the bird.
Bad effort.
59 points the margin. Michael Gale. Charles caught by Grigic, but he's still there. Back to Michael Gale again. He's caught by Heading. Advantage is paid here to Morrison. He lopes away. Grigic, who's walking down into the forward line, gets taken to the ground as the siren sounds. It is 3-quarter time, and they are glad. Michael Gale has had enough by the look of that picture, but he's got a quarter to go. The 59-point margin favouring the Tigers. 15-10 to the West Coast by 11.
Find it. All right, just about set to go in this final quarter.
It's like learning the alphabet all over again. 100 plays 41. Richmond in control. The Eagles hoping to finish with a flurry. Ben Cousins twisting and turning and eventually getting caught and losing the ball. Miranda down towards half forward. Campbell, there's a player down behind. We'll keep an eye on him as Richmond goes surging in towards the left forward pocket region, and the mark is taken by Charles.
Joel Bell.
He plays on. Well, that is Joel Bowden.
He's coming off. He's hurt his right shoulder, maybe an AC joint.
It's almost dangerous to play well this season, isn't it? I mean, a number of players, quality players, getting hurt.
Wooden, in the meantime, takes the kick on the other side of the ground, so Daffy will then be coming back out onto the ground. Grigich doing some wrestling. Some messy work on that outer side. And eventually the boundary umpire will tidy it up.
And there's a replay of what happened there, and it was the right shoulder. Probably an AC joint when you get a direct blow on the point of the shoulder. Sometimes the collarbone just pops a little bit.
Hopefully he's okay.
Well, depending on the severity to the ligament that holds it in place. As the skipper comes off, Matera back on, it can be anything from no weeks to perhaps a month.
Cousins down towards half forward. Gehrig is there. Gaspar reaches over the top. Worsfold not that happy, I don't think, coming off. Bauer, high kick towards the wing. Grigich going back with the flight of the ball. Great courage by the big man. To Jakovic. Feeds it wider. Cousins takes on the tackler. Gets it away to Hart. Pressed hard against the boundary line. David Hart down towards half forward. Gale in best position. Assisted by Prescott. The ball initially stays in, then trickles across. In fact, it's going to be a Tiger free, I think, out there. Going to Prescott, held without it. And very good. Gale, bit of a limp up. May have been kicking the shin. Meantime, Prescott towards the wing, uncontested. Nichols immediately away. Miranda bouncing through the centre square. Kicks through centre half forward. Big pack. Turnbull reaching over the top. Fisted away. Charles again. Very dexterous for a big man. Pulls it around, and Burke, running with the flight of it, has taken the mark only 5 metres out. Charles spotted him. Could have gone for goal, but did the right thing.
Well, it was great movement by the big bloke. And he does add that dimension of enthusiasm to this side, I'm sure. And Robert Walls would have been happy to have him coming back into the team.
Burke at his second from memory, got the first of the game. 10 metres out, straight through the middle.
$65 points the margin now. 2 goals to David Burke. As we go back in the middle, it's Schofield who starts the West Coast Eagles going, and Cousins who keeps them running. Down towards left half forward. Turner. Coming straight across the ground and pushing it over the line as Richmond make another change. Brendan Gale off in game number 150, and Ben Holland. Coming onto the ground. From the throw-in, it's Kellaway. Wobbles a kick up towards centre wing. There's been a whistle. He's going to have to come back. They'll try Hayden Kennedy. Yeah, bringing it back.
Well, there was a grab of the jumper by Nick Daffy on Josh Wooden. So it's well picked up by the umpire.
This makes for a couple of very big games next week now in round 9. Richmond plays St Kilda, and the West Coast tackle the Waivers.
BYO jacket.
In Essendon, so we've got a round to look forward to.
You've got to beg the question, is this good form as in coming into the game with a loss, or is it bad form? I mean, you couldn't get a more devastating loss than this. But it seems that most clubs have had one of these performances this season.
Crowd of 26,721 here tonight. Dipper?
pretty busy down here at the moment, Sandy. Johnny Worsfold came off the ground as well, and it looks like he's got a very bad corky on his right quadricep there. And also Brendan Gale, they're just checking out his ankle. And Joel Bellin just going through some exercise on that AC joint.
And Philip Matera is shooting for goal, with getting one behind. 106 plays at 42. Yes, there's still plenty going on down on the two benches.
I wonder whether Paul Broderick's just having a rest with 27 possessions. He certainly had a big day. He struggled for form just early in the piece. I know we mark him very hard too, but he was just not quite at his absolute creative best for the Tigers. But tonight it was a pure delight to watch him play.
Hard to Wooden towards half forward. Gehrig, strong tackle, missed the mark initially. Drags Gaspar down, boundary throw. And interesting after that last behind. An ankle belonging to Brendan Gale. Unlikely then we'll see him back. That kick in after the behind, as I was saying, very effective again. Campbell got it to Kellaway. This is Bauer down towards the half-forward line. They brought it out very well tonight, the Tigers. Daffy hooks it down towards full forward. Missed by McIntosh. Matera fell over. Miranda to his own advantage. Matera came back strongly. Not a crowd favourite. Goes to Jakovic. Jakovic from half-back. Not a good kick up towards the wing. 3-on-1 here. Grigic missed the mark as a result. Gale to Campbell.
Been a good battle, him and Chad Morrison. Probably honours about even.
Rounds the call, so off his step. Campbell goes for distance and gets plenty. Burke fingertips to it. Turnbull down behind, roving the pack. Claimed by Charles. Hits for the boundary line. Crowd want deliberate. So does Charles. David Hart's foot.
Yes, he threw his boot to the training personnel on the bench about 3 minutes ago. Well, we've seen players go with one glove. His boot's got an injury. It's being worked on by the trainers.
Hart's boot. There goes the kick from Daffy meantime. Down towards full forward. McIntosh goes back. Knocks it across the boundary line. Feet and boots everywhere.
15 minutes remaining in this match. Bond unable to take it. Cousins away. Into big Ilya Grigic, who lopes towards the centre. Then lets go with a kick up towards centre half forward. The bouncing ball eludes just about them all. Not Prescott. Gives it off to Turner. From half back, comes wide to the wing. 2-on-1 here. And Holland takes the mark. Call to play on, so he does immediately. Kick by Chaffee down towards left half forward. Bond on the boundary line. Centering kick in towards full forward. A mark is needed. The flyer was Burke, and what a fly it was. No mark. McIntosh feeling the heat. Burke popped one high. Sucked off the ground by the duck, and Daffy has gone. Three goals to Nick Daffy. 17 now for the season. 17 for Richmond tonight.
And everything's just turning to black and gold here tonight. The Tigers can't do a thing wrong. And big fly by Burke. McIntosh looking for the safety of the goal line. Interesting entanglement of players in the square.
Nasty one for Burke. Straight up though. Knocked down by Holland. Daffy went down. Dragged out of it Schofield. Cousins hurriedly onto the boot down towards half forward. Gaspar liked his game. Gehrig out of mid-air, gained about 10 metres. Timely fist in there, brilliantly done by Kellaway. Gehrig though wins the loose ball. Philip Matera under pressure. The pressure has been terrific. Gehrig had it, then lost it. Gaspar. Oh, Czechoslovakian eye feint there from Turner. Got him out of trouble. Gives it across to Funky up towards the wing. Was that a free kick? Nothing doing. Bond goes over the top. The umpires, despite the scoreboard, letting them play. Bond was dragged down. Jakovic emerging with it. Broderick. Still Broderick. Jakovic fights on though and carries the day. One of the few victories for the West Coast Eagles tonight. Donnelly a little slow at that one. Gave the defender a chance. And that's all they need, the Tigers tonight. Half a chance. Prescott right there. Step for step, able to knock it away.
Justin Charles has also come off the ground. There he is. He appeared to be just limping slightly.
9 goal kickers for Richmond, just 3 for the West Coast Eagles. Chris Lewis, their only multiple scorer, with 3. Worsfold, Lovell and McKenna all on the bench for the Eagles. There's Turner just feeling the pain a little as he cleared out of defence. Wirapunda overruns it. Bond to Campbell. Tumbles a punt towards centre wing. Eddie will see it over the line. And we've got a throw in. On centre wing. Malthouse, chairman of selectors, Ian Miller. We'll have plenty to ponder on the trip home, no doubt. Chaffee, Holland. Left footer is wobbly towards left half forward. Matera uses the body. Heady gives him assistance. Goes in towards the middle. Miranda gets around David Wirapunda. Floats the hand pass to Campbell. He'll have to be quick. He's okay. Nichols. Wide to Michael Gale. But Sitz will have a shot. Michael Gale from 25 out. Puts for another one for the Tigers.
Well, the Tigers simply fantastic tonight. They're back with a vengeance. Campbell, a hand pass not good. Wooden under the pump. Debriefed. Away comes Cousins, gets it across to Schofield. Schofield, probing kick inside the 50. Kellaway backed himself against the ball, took the mark, played on immediately. Back to the wing. Gale, heart pumping, full of confidence after that last goal. Loose man up the ground. Campbell wants to go. Needs to be a precise kick here for Daffy. Didn't quite get there. As a result, Wooden able to close him down. When the ball goes across the boundary line, that ball needed another 5 metres. 118 plays 42. Bullis. Jakovic. Bullis, brilliantly done. Nichols with the right foot. Not his best. As a result, off target, out of bounds. Nichols, 4 games for the West Coast Eagles. Played at North Melbourne, of course, and back where he started with the Tigers. Same pair. Bullis over the ball. Matera looking for a kick again. Fumble from Broderick. Across the line it goes. He looks at the boundary umpire because he may have fumbled that ball in effect onto his leg and across on the full. No kick. It's a boundary throw in. Albert Walls poker faced, but he'd be delighted with this.
Daffy, Matera, held it off the ground. Ball Richmond in the middle. Holland towards half forward. Heady got to beat a couple. Does well. Combines with Cousins. Now Schofield. Up towards right half forward. And Matera, Philip Matera, takes the mark. Too far out to score. Just his 12th game. Goes short to Jared Schofield. The ball lead ignored initially. He kicks in towards Chris Lewis. It's eventually taken over the line for throwing in the right forward pocket. West Coast best quarter was the 3rd, which they booted 4. But it's dried up again since then. As Richmond clear towards centre wing, a crowd tonight just over 26,000. Chaffee's kick towards left half forward. Burke taken over the line. Picked up by Turnbull, but it's over.
What? Big call from the boundary umpire.
And a long way away too. I'd be interested to see that again. Let's have a look.
No way.
Well, as we said, everything
late.
running right for the Tigers
It's
tonight.
getting late. Sun in his eyes.
Including the boundary umpires jumping on the bandwagon.
Broderick off the ground. Matera from half-back. Spears it in towards centre wing. Looking for the chest of Phillip. Not to be. And that did go over the line.
Throw in on the wing then. Ball taking a run at this one. Holland wants the body, finds it. Bond from behind. Holland after the ball. Moves it about 10 metres. Slicked by Campbell to Bond. Up against the boundary. Clever hand pass. Broderick goes back to Bond. It was pretty slick. Too slick to handle. Bauer, though, got the crumbs towards full forward. Matera almost the mark. Daffy, a live wire on the forward line. Arches the back, gets away. That's the spot for it. About 10 metres out. Grigic did pretty well. Discipline. Gave up the behind. The Tigers doing all the right things tonight. 18-11, 5-12. Hart short. Wooden's got it. Back to Hart. Up to half back. Chasing ball. Hart improving his stats. Has a bounce. Kicks through the wing down towards half forward.
Boots recovered.
Yes, been laced up like his team. Donnelly off the ground, close to the boundary line. Ushered across by Jamie Tate. 119-42. Just over 8.5 minutes till full time.
Well, I think for everybody that selected the Tigers in their final 8, they'd go away tonight thinking that perhaps they're still in there with a chance now. With 4-4, the Tigers, they really can start their season again. Big match, as you said, Sandy, against the Saints next week. Lots at stake, and perhaps there'll be a huge crowd at Waverley for that match, because in some respects it could be a very early final.
Matthew Richardson could be scratching his head. I mean, they made the finals 2 years ago without him.
Gasper, Campbell and Tate combining across the back line. Yes, that is going to be one big game. And of course, West Coast will be hoping to regroup against the Bombers. In Perth, Cousins, 55 metres out. Kick was okay. Mark not taken initially by Phillip Matera, but he should tidy up and goal for the West Coast. (119) plays 48. Phillip Matera getting his first goal for the match. Bond getting it out of the middle with the assistance from Chaffee. Inside 50, but this is McIntosh. Swings it wide. Cousins gets clear on the outer half-back flank. Kicks up towards centre wing. Morrison now has got a sprint. Gasper right there with him. So too Kellaway. And it's the latter who picks it up. Goes towards the wing, picked up by Gehrig. Fraser Gehrig. On report, we believe. Phillip Matera coming off a goal. Takes them all on. Cry of ball goes up from the Richmond fans. He gets a kick down in towards the pocket, and Donnelly is there in that left forward pocket. Been a quiet night for Donnelly, just 5 kicks. Game number 23 for Andrew.
And in the true tradition of good backman, certainly earned it.
Going for his second. Kicked one in the third term. Pretty good effort from that position, and he's got the goal. 2 goals to Andrew Donnelly, and the West Coast get their 7th. 7-12 plays 18-11.
Well, at some stage, the losses of Chris Mainwaring and Mitchell White were going to bite hard, Dennis, and when you do lose a couple of other senior players,
Yes, quite right.
it puts a lot of strain on the others that are left, and right now I think we are seeing why they are important losses.
No doubt about that, Jared.
Can they win the flag?
Well, I doubt they can, but you never know. I mean, it's an open competition. That's the beauty of it. But they need finals in Perth. They haven't travelled well, as we said a couple of times earlier, in the last 18 months or so. The odd win. Last week, of course, in Brisbane, very good. Down goes Hetty. But in Melbourne, their form has been disappointing. Here's Hetty right on the 50. In short. Gehrig's got it. The heartening sign, though, for the Eagles in the second half is they've gone goal for goal with the Tigers, 6 apiece. So in that respect, they've stuck at it. Now, that was unintentional, I'd say.
Accidental trip, so no 50.
Yeah. Gehrig. Natural left footer, bending it back. That is a magnificent effort. Goal.
Fraser Gehrig gets his first and the West Coast's 8th goal, but it's Richmond out of the centre towards Michael Gale. Bond, some fierce tackling. Cousins decides to leave it for Schofield, his teammate. So he bounced his way down to half forward. He might have a shot here. He's 55 metres out after a couple of bounces. A long kick in towards full forward and shepherded over the top for a goal. Jared Schofield gets his first and a fine running goal. 9-12, plays 18-11.
Well, it's been all the West Coast in the last few minutes, and I guess it's fair to say that the Tigers have earned themselves a rest. Robert Walls, I'm sure, will be hoping that they can just finish the game off with a couple of big goals and keep the West Coast Eagles to under 10. They would have copped a couple of beltings in their time over at Subiaco.
Well, the Tigers need to think about that percentage. We touched on that earlier as well. But the things that win you the game early come back to hurt you a little bit late because they worked like kamikaze pilots in the first half, Richmond. But they'd be pretty tired now. They really did throw themselves about, did the extra things. And now a few of them going up and down on the spot. Wiapunda, did he throw it? Yes, he did.
I think they've also got a few of their key playmakers off the ground with Broderick. Bond coming off with an injury and Justin Charles about to come on. Dippy, you've got a report on Chris Bond.
Yeah, I've been looking at him the last 2 or 3 minutes. He's been struck with a calf injury here, Jerry, but he's off the ground now, so the big Justin Charles gets his chance again.
Prescott out of defence, up towards centre field. Bullis missed the mark. Cousins, McIntosh, high floater, back towards half forward. Prescott punching away from Donnelly. Hand on the shoulder. It will be a free kick, I think, to the Eagles. Advantage is paid. Lewis runs on down towards full forward. Turner's in the road, but the ball now will come back. Well, how retrospective is that?
Well, the umpire did look up and saw that most of the players had stopped, anticipating that the ball would go back. And that's the problem with the advantage rule, that we are all trained as footballers, netballers, to stop on the whistle.
Donnelly's got it then, just outside the 50. Long kick. Grigich almost. Tape. Moving the pack. Kellaway been very good. So is this man, Broderick. Up towards the wing. Bullis has got it now.
6 kicks, 4 marks to Paul Bullis. Got the heavy one early on. Sideline for a while, but back in business now. Matera, vice-like tackle. Causes the ball to spill free. He's quick to apply a similar tackle on Trent Nichols. Been a pretty long day for some. Ball has one arm held, so absolutely no hope, no whistle.
Hayden must have been blinded, I think.
Chaffee blinded by the light. Back towards centre wing. Heady and Michael Gale. Slight nudge is okay. Off to Schofield. He runs through the middle. Looks down towards the half forward line. The lead was on. The pass was good, and so too was the mark by Ilya Grigich.
Thought you were going to break out in a song there for a minute. Blinded by the light. Ilya with a chance to get a goal. Makes him a far more valuable big man if he can go forward and take a mark and convert. And a pretty good kick from a stationary position.
Grigich for his first for the night. Kicking from 48 metres. A low drop punt is away to the left and one behind. 9-13. Plays 18-11. Just under 3 minutes remaining. So Richmond now back in the hunt. 4-4 after 8 games.
Eagles now back using his own defence. Been that way for some time, but
the Tigers would have given Stan Alves plenty to think about tonight. Prescott's kick is smothered well by Cousins. Schofield gives it to Heady, who just goes it short to Morrison. Chad Morrison, 75 metres out. Wants Grigic again. Big man got a hand to it, was unable to complete the mark. Kellaway's there. Out it comes towards Campbell. Just a clever little kick going 10 or 15 metres. He does exactly that. And we've got another throw in.
Still a little ill-tempered. Not much point. Just over 2 minutes to go. Ball trying to control it, dragged off it. Campbell towards the wing. Terrific grab by Matera, reaching over the top. Almost 50. It's got to be 50.
Wayne Campbell just has continued to work tonight against Chad Morrison.
Oh, it was touched. Okay.
33 possessions to Wayne Campbell. It's a big effort, really, particularly when you've got a tag and it's been pretty consistent.
So we've got a bounce. The attacking side of the wing. Nichols goes in. Most undemonstrative umpire. I was looking at him. I didn't see him say touched or indicate touched. Watch it again. There's Campbell. Well, they've put an arm on the way through. Where's the umping? Matera oblivious to the touch ball. He wanted a mark. Anyway, all academic. Here's Daffy. Similar situation inside the 50. Well done by Bullis. And in turn Hart to Djakovic. 119-67. The West Coast Eagles have outscored the Tigers in the second half, but the damage done early. The Tigers simply terrific. Here's Kellaway from centre half back. Lovely kick. Missed by Holland. As a result, ball over the ball. Paddles it towards the boundary line. And out she goes.
Matthew Rogers has been watching this game from the sidelines. He'd be more than happy with this, Matt, as we're just about ready to say farewell to you. When do we expect to see you back?
Hopefully I'll only miss one more game and should be back for the Melbourne game. But yeah, tonight's been a great performance by the boys.
It certainly has. Thank you too for your contribution and all the best for the remainder of the season.
No worries, thanks a lot.
Matthew Rogers in the outer tonight, and hopefully just missing one more, that being against St Kilda, and then back in the thick of things once again. Wayne Campbell, 34 possessions. Another fantastic effort. Brett Heady ridden into the ground. Schofield soccers it probably 7 or 8 metres, only as far as Kellaway. Morgan, nice turn. And on the siren, Josh Wooden goes goalwards. It matters not. No score. And Richmond run out huge winners here at the MCG in front of 26,721 adoring fans. Brett Heady, well, just telling the tale as far as the West Coast are concerned. Let's go down to Dipper.
Yeah, unfortunately, Brett Heady's down here in a bit of pain. Looks like he's done his knee here. The doctor's a little bit concerned about it. So I'll just keep you up to date with it. They're just trying to ice it up here.
Well, that will be an absolute tragedy for the West Coast Eagles if there's a serious problem there as far as Brett Heady is concerned. Let's hope it is not as serious as that. It may just be cramp.